Come to your seat. Reach the arms forward, roll the spine down. Extend the arms and legs straight. Reach the toes for the nose. Arms extend overhead, full roll up. Hands come behind the head, flat back, lean your flat back, and then roll yourself all the way back down onto the mat. Circle the arms around, bring the chin towards the chest, deep hollowing of the navel, rounding of the back to a flat back, hinge at the hips, roll the spine down. Roll up, Pilates, roll up. Rounding through the back, using the core to stack the spine tall. Curl the pubic bone towards the heels and lay the spine long. Upper body curl. It's the lifting up and the pulling in of the rib cage towards one another. The right leg will lift. Continuing the upper body curl. Reach through the right leg, stabilize through your left, and then switch. Right leg will stabilize, left leg will lift. Say hello to the dog. Roll all the way up. This activates the whole front line of the body and the intrinsic core. Stack the spine tall. Sit up nice and tall. Right leg lifts, left leg lifts. It's not a big lift off the mat, just enough to activate the tissues through the inner leg line. Bring the hands behind the head. Reach through the right leg and lift it off of the mat. Switch to the left, reaching through the left heel. The toes straight up to the sky. Full roll up. Stack the spine tall. Right leg lifts off the mat. The body's going to want to lean back into those sit bones. Continue to lift the chest and draw in deeply through your navel. Roll the spine down. Come to laying on your back. Circle the arms around and roll yourself up. Spine stacks and rolls its way all the way back down. Right leg extends up to the ceiling. Leg circles. Circle the leg up, out, and around. The left thigh is reaching for the mat to stabilize the left side body, to minimize rocking in the torso. Right leg reaches high, left leg comes up and down, up and down. Then the right leg taps the earth. Left leg stays up straight. Lower and lift. Left leg lower and lift. Leg circle. Circle the leg up and around. And then switch out the legs. The right heel will tap the earth and come back up. Half crescent moon to each side. Bring the legs back down to the mat. Reach the arms forward, curl yourself up and over. Lift the left leg off the mat. Inner thigh will cross the midline, bringing it up and over the opposite leg. Then roll yourself all the way down. Come to a bridge, walk the heels closer to the sit bone, lift the hips up high and press down through the back of the arms. Creating some mobility through the spine, lubricating the spine and bringing some more hydration as well as strength into the trunk of the body. You'll use the heels to press down, the hamstrings to lift up into the hips, and the back of the arms to lift to the chest. The knees will open wide, shoulder width distance, and then pull back in towards your midline. So you're establishing a solid column of strength down the midline of the body. The obliques, internal and external, are drawing the knees wide, pulling them back together. They're stabilizing, embracing your core, as is your transverse and the muscles that run along the back side of the body. Slowly lower the spine down to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest and give them a squeeze. Roll yourself forward. Rock and roll on the spine. Loosening any tension that may have built up during that core engagement. You'll roll up onto your seat and find sprinter pose. So sprinter movement, the knees stay within the frame of the body, shoulder to shoulder. Toes reach for opposite heels. You're going to roll yourself back, stand yourself up, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, rise up, mountain pose. Bring the left leg out in front of you, cross it over the right, establish that midline, and step it back to crescent. So your inner thighs are activated. Their function is to help you draw to the midline and stabilize the inner body. Step the leg forward, the right leg extends out in front, cross it over the left, and then bring it back hip width distance for a crescent lunge. So the inner thighs stabilize the inner part of the body. Step the back leg forward, forward fold, halfway lift. Rise up, mountain pose. Hands to heart. Left leg lifts. Cross it in front, swing it around to the back for crescent. Open arm twist. Bring the right hand to the left thigh. Lean the trunk of the body back. Lean the head back. So the inner part stabilizes. Revolved crescent into a low crescent. Revolved twist. Bring the back leg to step forward into a runner's block, balancing on the front foot and the fingertips. Step the leg back, crescent moon, knee lowers down to the earth, left arm reaches up and back. Hands come together at heart for prayer twist, crescent moon. Now have you lost your stability through the inner part of the body? Come back to crescent lunge, swing the left leg up and around, mountain pose. Right leg lifts, swings up and around for crescent lunge. Open arm twist, peaceful warrior. The inner leg line feeds right into the pelvic floor, which lifts up to support the low back. Low lunge, revolved, open arm twist. Back leg steps forward to crescent. Back leg steps forward in a runner's block, so you're balancing and then you're moving back into your crescent moon. The other side was a little different. This is just a different variation you can add into your own sequence. Coming back to crescent moon. Revolved prayer twist. Square the chest forward, step the back leg to meet the front. Mountain pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Heel lifts. Right heel will lift, left heel will lift, then both heels will lift off of the mat. You're hinging at your hips, and the belly and the back are resisting gravity by drawing in towards one another. Come to standing mountain pose. Forward fold. Step back to a high plank, mid plank. Right leg lifts. Send it out, shoulder width distance, drop back into the midline. Left leg lifts, holding mid plank. Bring it out, shoulder width distance, press back up to high plank. Downward facing dog. High plank, side plank, right forearm's your foundation. Use the outer edges of the feet to lift the bottom hip up to the top hip and the bottom rib up to the top rib. And take the left leg, extend it out in front of you, and lift from the inner thigh. Swing it forward and back. Keep pressing into your forearm, lifting up and out of the shoulder. Bringing clarity and connection to your midline, your pillar of strength. Switching sides. Left forearm comes down to the mat. Left leg extends out in front. You're stabilizing the body and lifting with the inner thigh. Take it up and down, and then forward and back. Two different actions, turning on different tissues. Come to a high plank. Downward facing dog. Hop the feet to meet the hands. Rise up mountain pose. Left leg steps back to crescent. Open up to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Ground down through the right heel and reach the fingertips away from the grounded heel. Extended side angle. I like to take my hand behind my leg, reaching through the right foot, grounding down through its outer edge. Walk the hands up and around to Skandasana, to the back leg. Energetically pull that right leg into the socket of the hip and stretch and strengthen through the inner leg line. Walk the hands back around to a low lunge, front of the room. Runner's lunge. Rock forward and back on the heel. Toe heel your foot in line with the hip, and then if splits is in your practice, make your way into splits, extending the front leg forward, back leg back. Maybe the chest rests on the thigh. But the key is to remain connected to the breath, telling the brain it's okay to move into these deeper extensions, deeper openings of the body. And to come out, you'll meet in mountain pose. Then step back to a lunge, warrior two. Extended side angle variation, taking the left hand behind by the left hip, pressing down through the outer edge of the right foot and leaning forward as you reach the arms back. Nice juicy side bend. And walk the hands around for Skandasana. Drawing that left leg, think about plugging it into the hip. And then from that insertion, you're reaching back out. Twisting open. If the bind is in your practice, find the bind. And then release, walk the hands forward. Come to the outer edge of the foot for a variation of runner's lunge. Rock forward and back on the heel. Then toe heel the foot back in line with the hip and make your way into splits posture or splits pose. So maintain a steady, supportive breath. Reminding the mind it's okay to open up into these deeper, more intense shapes. Slide the front leg back. Step the back leg forward, forward fold, mountain pose. Back bend, bring the hands to the hips, slide them down the legs, lift up the heart. Pressing down through the heels, hugging in through the deep core, the inner leg line to support your lift up into a forward fold. Bring the hips down to the earth. Cross the right ankle in front of the left. Or fire log pose, the shins will stack. Walk the hands forward. Now soften in through the inner thighs and guide the breath to the outer hips. Bring the left hand to the left side, reach up and out with the right arm, and then a semicircle to the other side. Right hand grounds down, left rib, left side body opens up. Walk it back over to the left, maybe taking the fingertips a little further back. Spiral the chest open. And then walk it back over to the right, spiral the chest out and open. You'll switch the crossing of the legs. Fire log pose or crisscross at the ankles. Both will target the outer hips. And really any place you're feeling sensation is your targeted area. And then you'll find a twist by bringing the hand to the foot and pressing the foot into the hand or into the outer thigh. So just play with what feels good in your body. You'll switch out the legs again for a deeper fire log. Stack the spine. Walk the hands forward. And adding the twist by bringing the elbow to the top of the foot or the hand, stretching the spine long away from your grounded seat. Both sides. Extend the legs out, reach the hips towards the heels and lower your spine to the mat. Draw the right knee in, give it a squeeze. Grab behind the thigh, extend the right leg up to the ceiling and circle the ankle. Spinal twist. Cat pulling its tail. The right hand will reach around for the left foot. The left knee will draw back, pulling that stretch into the thigh. Give the right knee a squeeze in, extend the leg up to the ceiling, and then down to the mat. Left leg lifts high, roll out through the ankle. Hug the knee into the chest. Spinal twist up and over. Cat pulling its tail. Pull that stretch into the quadricep by drawing the kneecap back and countering it by softening down through the sit bones and through the rib cage. Release, hugging the left knee in, extending it straight up, bring it back down to the mat. Happy baby's pose. Shins, outer edges of the feet, rock the pelvis from side to side and straighten out through the legs. Give the inner thighs some love. You worked them pretty hard. When you're ready, make your way into your final Shavasana. Stay here for as long as you like. With light love, gratitude, and grace, Namaste.